All right, we're back at it again. Welcome, everybody. Today, I'd like to make a lot of progress on the main story, get through the Sevi Islands, and, we'll see. We do have a lot of captures in between, so we may not get all the way to the Pokemon League or anything like that, but it sure would be nice to go ahead and go through. For those of you that have not been around before, this is the Ultimate Living Origin Form Pokédex, as I've coined it, where I'm trying to catch every Pokemon, and including all the forms and their shiny versions. So it's a lot of different Pokemon. The counter that you can see underneath the screen is the counter for all the Pokemon that I need to catch or obtain in Generation 3. So that includes in the Fire Red and Leaf Green games, as well as the Ruby Sapphire and Emerald games. So between all of those and a couple other events and stuff like that, those are all the captures we need for Generation 3 before we can move on to Gen 4. And as I said just a moment ago, last time we left off at the Sevi Islands, we just started that little side quest. There's some encounters here that we need to catch, and I would like to push forward as fast as I can. So without further ado, let's get going. And I also want to remind everyone that I'm playing on the original Fire Red here, not the version on the Switch, because I know that that just came out, coincidentally enough. So I'm sure there will still be some confusion there as we move forward, because everybody's playing the Switch version. But this is the OG on cartridge. So what we're shooting for on this route is Rapidash is one of them. I think that's one of the rarer encounters. We also need Ponyta and Psyduck in the grass, and then there's Tentacruel and Horsey that we can catch right now as well in the water. We can't catch some of the other encounters because we don't have a Super Rod yet. So just Good Rod for now. Ooh, a nose takedown, so I probably shouldn't weaken it too much. One of the stipulations of this challenge as well is that I need to catch everything in a Pokeball. So that makes some of these captures pretty tricky. I would imagine that Rapidash doesn't have the highest catch rate. So we'll see how it goes. But of course, when you have Sleep Powder, you're just playing on easy mode. So it's always nice. Alright, so we just need Ponyta and Psyduck. And because Psyduck is a version exclusive of Fire Red, I may actually, while I'm here, see if I can RNG a shiny one to catch as well. Maybe we'll do that on the way back. Because we got a bunch of other stuff. Moltres is on Mount Ember, which is directly after this route that we're on. And I will probably need to restock on Pokeballs before I go for that one, but either way it's going to be tricky. There we go. Would a crit kill you? Well, I don't know if I want to test that. Yeah, why not? It's not like Ponies is that rare. Alright, now we just need Psyduck. Which I'm pretty sure is on this route. If I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, there we go. And I can't weaken it with Razor Leaf, so we'll do this. Get some health back in the process, too. Okay, so I need to use the Good Rod for Horsey. And then surfing on the water will get me Tentacruel. Prey, Gas, Money, those are Pokemon. Those are definitely Pokemon. So simple. Just catch the Pokemon. Don't know where you are on this. There you are. Alright, let's get to surfing, head towards Mount Ember, and get a Tentacruel, hopefully. Maybe faster for me to Sweet Scent here. I think it might help if I use the repel trick or something. I got... no, my... just a little bit too over-leveled for that. I'll give it a few more sweet cents. Tentacruel's not particularly rare, so I probably don't need to worry about getting it here specifically. I'll give it a couple more goes. Yeah, let's just go on ahead. We'll run into one eventually. I'm almost certain of that. Oh, he teaches explosion, yeah. Don't know if I have any use for that right now. What kind of encounters are here? I think Slugma is definitely something you can catch on the mountain at some point. Maybe in the interior. I can just kind of look right now if I need to. Yeah, Slugma is available outside. Can't use Rock Smash yet. And then once I get closer to the top, I can find Machoke. So we'll catch a couple of those as well. That's Ruby Path. Summit Path. Oh wait, yeah, I don't even need Slugma. What am I talking about? I'm looking for Gen 1 Pokemon. Silly me. Yeah, disregard the Slugma, but we will need Machoke. If we can get to the Summit Path this early. Looks like the level ranges match up. Oh, grass types are immune to Leech Seed, okay. But not powder moves. Am I literally getting a beatdown from eggs? From a cluster of eggs. Growth could be useful, but I have a lot. I kind of need all of these moves. Especially Sweet Scent for RNG, so we'll just let it be. I'll reteach it at some point. Is Egg Bomb a normal move? It's kind of funny. Let's get you out of the front. I don't have to listen to the annoying beeping. Second floor summit path 2 is where I can find my choke. Wonder if that's where I am or I need to go elsewhere. The encounters are matching up. Let's see what's out here. Do I need Rock Smash to catch Moltres? Don't think so. Yeah, I can go ahead and catch it. I am in not the best condition to do so, though. My team probably needs to be in better health. Seems like... Oh, come on. I have a full restore. That's actually clutch. Because all that I really need is to have Venusaur at decent health. Well, let's go ahead and give it a go. We're here. And I have a pretty good strat in mind. After learning a couple of things from the Zapdos. Alright, so first I'm going to lower its accuracy. Because otherwise it'll beat the hell out of my team. I also need to make sure Venusaur has a fighting chance. Because if it gets hit by our Fire Blast, or... I don't know if it has a flying attack or not, but... Venusaur is not living that. Either way. So it has Agility and Endure. Very interesting moveset. Agility, Endure, Fire Spin. Alright, one more for... and Flamethrower. Okay. So that's totally chill. Alright, next I will weaken it with Blastoise. Since Rapid Spin does no... it does 1 damage, almost no damage, but it does 1. So I'm sure it'll live at least one surf, even though it's super effective. Let's see. Yep, perfect. And then I don't know if I want to go for a bite yet. Maybe I'll just go for... Yeah, surely bite's not going to kill, right? But I do have the black glasses. Oh yeah, perfect. One more. And then Rapid Spin does no damage. So I can take it down even more. Pretty sure that's 1 HP. So now, as long as Venusaur doesn't eat a Flamethrower on the switch in, we should be good to Sleep Powder. Ooh. Actually, that exact thing happened, even at -6 accuracy. And that's not fun, but I do have a Revive, so I can try again. And after that point, we can give it a go. Yeah, miss every... Well, never mind, because I accidentally ran away. But the game plan is solid, I think. Hopefully it plays out very similarly this next time. And that's fine if I'm trapped in here for a little bit, because I need 5 more smoke screens. Ooh. Well, I guess it doesn't have to have completely low accuracy as long as it misses most of its fire moves. I could also do a rain dance before switching. That also might be really helpful. I think I'll do that. That way Venusaur has a chance at surviving, although I really don't know. It's not quite 1 HP. I'll let it be for now. If I need to bring it down to 1 HP... Oh, will it use Endure? You never know. But -3 accuracy with Rain Dance. Let's see if Venusaur can survive at least 2 turns. Hit that Sleep Powder. And once again, it hits with the Flamethrower, but with Rain Dance. Oh my god. And then, of course, the burn. All right, well, I will get one opportunity to put it to sleep and try chucking balls for a little bit. Unless I miss the attack. Okay. Yeah, this is not going as smoothly as the Zapdos attempt, that's for sure. For damn sure. Oh, I have more than one revive. So I will revive Charizard and get the accuracy down to -6. Then I will also revive Venusaur, of course. Okay, so go to Charizard, 3 more Smoke Bombs, go to Blastoise, Rain Dance, go to Venusaur. Unless... Okay, I'm still alive. Okay. I can't win. I guess. Alright, well, just Rain Dance, and switch. Oh my god. Alright, well, this attempt was cursed anyway, so why don't we just walk it back? I probably deserve all of this, since really catching Zapdos went so well. I didn't really use very many Pokeballs at all. So that's just how it works. It's funny, I don't think I've even thrown a single Pokeball yet from Moltres. I've just been trying to set up the capture. Maybe if I started throwing balls first, I'd be in a better position. Hard to say, though. Alright, this is the last smoke screen. So it's -6. Giving me the best chances. And I'm still on the fire spin, so I'll go ahead and put some damage on it. And I think depending on the spread, it should survive. Oh, and it used Endure anyway, so I have some insurance there. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Alright. Rain Dance. And now, Venusaur is in the best possible position to come in and use Sleep Powder. The best that I can possibly curate. And it did not get hit for once. Okay. And of course, still missing the valuable sleep powders, of which I have very few because of Moltres' pressure ability. How do you miss 3 sleep powder in a row? Does that happen? At least I'm getting some bang for my buck here. Some nice long sleep turns. Dang, I'm pretty sure that's the max number of turns you can be asleep, so finally getting some leeway here. And based on the number of shakes, my odds aren't terrible. But it would be very, very helpful if you did not miss this last sleep powder. That would be incredibly helpful. Oh yeah. Of course, I don't deserve that. Definitely don't deserve any of that. By 10. Max elixir. Yeah, let's do that. So this gives me 7 more attempts, or... yeah, I'm pretty sure 7 or 8 attempts, actually, with pressure. And I can't complain too much because it's missing its attacks, but I'm also missing mine. Something is going on. I cannot be missing sleep powder this much. There is something afoot here. Bright powder Moltres, you're 100%. You know, what actually happened is the Moltres from the Frontier in Emerald escaped, and this is the bright powder set. It's gotta be. There's no other explanation. Now granted, the whole time the Venusaur's been out here, it hasn't landed a single fire type move, so I'm also benefiting from some good luck, but it is -6 accuracy. So I should have pretty good odds there. Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense, is that this Moltres is carrying. By carrying, I mean it's got bright powder on deck. That's the lore. Who is it? The guy on top of the battle pyramid is the one that has all 3 birds that you fight at the end. This is one of his. Something that I did think about is I don't know if rain dance or the fact that there's rain affects the accuracy of sleep powder. I feel like there's some kind of interaction like that in later gens. But even so, the rain dance ended pretty early and I still missed a lot. So, doesn't account for all of it. Wow, it really hasn't landed a single attack. I guess that's the beauty of my strat. I'm doing something right. That's what I'm saying. Let us leave here. Jesus. Okay. Missing the last sleep powder certainly isn't the greatest, but I have some elixirs here. And it's still missing, so we're going to keep on trucking. Nope, don't want to use the Teachy TV at a time like this. Articuno is also going to be pretty tricky because of the ice moves with Venusaur. Oh, you got me. As long as you don't keep hitting me, I think that I'll survive the fire spin over the course of the chip. Have I had a 3 fake yet? Or three shake fake? I think I have at least one 3 shake. I could run the catch calc, but if I had to guess, at this health and asleep, I probably have above a 1% chance per ball. At least, maybe like 1.2, 1.3. That's probably the ballpark. Oh, wow. Now you're starting to hit me. And Venusaur is missing. And Venusaur missed again. $1.5-ish. Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark. Fortunately, we have to listen to the red. Yeah, sub 1% is certainly not ideal. So I'm going to try to keep it asleep as much as I can. Oh, another 3 shake. You hate to see it. You love to see it, but you hate to see it all at the same time. Okay, I will use the last elixir that I have, because I think it's worth it if this is ultimately the one that I catch. Okay. Didn't miss. We're still in this. I'm getting a feeling we might spend a lot more time on Moltres than I initially anticipated. Seems to be the sense that I'm getting here. Still dodging those flamethrowers. I could use Sweet Scent, actually. That might make it a little bit more efficient. It's a good point. At this stage, I'm just going to let the chips fall where they may. But if I need to reset and try again, I do think that Sweet Scent is the move. Yeah, so Josh, the thing is, with this challenge, one of the stipulations is that I need to catch everything in a Pokeball. If I wanted to catch Moltres as efficiently as I could, then I would use a ball. But Pokeballs are the only thing I'm allowed to use for this challenge, which adds a little bit of a difficulty factor, but it also keeps everything uniform, all the catches, aside from events and such. Thanks for dropping by, Spicy Donut. I didn't think we'd be able to use just about our whole stock of Pokeballs before this Moltres fainted, but yeah, we certainly have. All of this really bodes well for when we have to catch these shiny, right? Won't that be fun? Although I will definitely be more prepared when that time comes. Higher levels and, I don't know, maybe better strategy too. I'll figure out a more efficient way of going about things. Nope. Alright, I don't have any sleep powders left, do I? Nope, alright. So these last 9 Pokeballs, 0.8% chance is approximately the chance of catching each ball. So let's see. These are my YOLO final balls. Moltres isn't living much longer anyway. Yeah, we will definitely run into those situations, and unfortunately that's probably going to mean that for some of these shiny legendaries we'll have to just RNG them multiple times, not just once. Berries are pretty hard to come by in Fire Red and Leaf Green, if I'm remembering correctly. I think you can find them on the ground as like invisible items. But I don't know if I have any Lepa berries. I can check, because I'll just go ahead and finish the Pokeballs that I have here, but I'll check and see if I have any. Alright, Final... Oh no, I have 2 more Pokeballs. Alright. YOLO. Nope. But it's all good. Let me see if I have any kind of Lepa Berry or something like that. Nope, I have 1 Rost Berry. That is, not the most helpful thing. Hey, there will be no Fs with this guy right here. We are just fine. We'll just keep chucking balls at a 1.5% chance every time. Which means, statistically speaking, it'll probably only take 4 attempts at this in total before we have a really solid chance of actually catching it. That's not awful, right? Going well so far. Got the accuracy down. It'd be really clutch if it used Endure when I hit it with a Fatal Move. But you just never know. That's a lot of damage for a not so effective move. I'm just going to whittle it down with Rapid Spin now, because that's the most surefire way to get it low. Well, good luck with those hunts. Sounds like you're not restricted to just using Pokeballs. Alright, Rain Dance to cushion any fire moves, and then I will also use Sweet Scent to make sure I get the most out of the sleep powders. That was a good tip there. Getting it below half health, is that really all I need before my odds are pretty good? Huh. Who knew? Alright, I think 2 Sweet Scents will really help us land these now. That surprises me, but I'll take your word for it. It'll definitely speed things up a little bit. Now you're starting to land your attacks, aren't you? Yeah, Seafoam Islands isn't super tricky, but Who am I to say that? I've been turned around by some of these puzzles designed for children before. Damn, you're still landing attacks on me, aren't you? I think using Sweet Scent was really the move, because it was way too inconsistent before. Ooh. You hate to see it. Alright, well if it keeps landing that, I will have to just start chucking balls without the sleep, but that's fine. I wish my bag was organized in some way. Damn it, I did Sweet Scent, not sleep powder. That stinks. Oh well. Alright. Sleep powder. That's the one I want. Not getting many shakes. I feel like Moltres is fighting back with a vengeance. Did anyone believe in the holding B rumor to increase catch rate? I definitely have vivid memories of trying to catch Kyogre in Sapphire and thinking that, oh, well, if I just hold B while the Pokeball is moving, that increases my chances by some amount. And I now recognize that was copium, because I was in a very similar position to this, where I'm just chucking balls, and seems like very little luck. At least it's staying asleep for a while. That is really helpful. Yes, you get pretty desperate in these situations. Oh? Damn. Another 3 shake fake. Yeah, it definitely doesn't hurt to do those little rituals. Whatever keeps your mental health in check. Oh, come on. I'll just throw it. Do I want you to choose one of those? So my personal favorite bird is Articuno in terms of the shinies. So if you want to hunt my personal favorite, then go right ahead. I think that Moltres objectively has the best shiny out of the 3. Mainly because it's an actual change, whereas the others are very subtle. But yeah, if I were to choose between the 3 of them, Articuno would be my favorite because it's my favorite bird. And even though the change is still pretty subtle, I do like that it's kind of like a paler, I don't know, kind of like ice color. I think it's very thematic. Whereas Zapdos just gets a little bit more saturated, and Moltres is pink, which is great. Looks great, but I don't see... I mean, I guess you could say that's closer to fire. So, an argument to be made there. I don't have any more revives, so we're just going to be raw dogging this Moltres now. No sleep powders. Each ball, less than 1% chance if I am guessing correctly with that catch calc. Since it's not sleeping anymore, it actually may start struggling before I run out of Pokeballs, but we'll see. Agility, I think, definitely has a lot of power points. 0.83, okay, cool. 0.83 chance. I like those odds. People definitely sleep on Pidgeot. There's a reason they gave it a Mega. I will say that. Megas are, of course, not in Fire Red and Leaf Green, but you get the idea. Funny story about the Pidgey line in general. When I was younger, I was very confused that the evolution line goes Pidgey to Pidgeotto to Pidgeot, because I assumed that the final evolution would have a longer name. And so I was always confused and would call Pidgeot Pidgeotto and Pidgeotto Pidgeot. Just made sense to me logically, you know, why wouldn't the final evolution have the longest name? But I eventually learned the truth. Oh. I really don't need to get my hopes up that high with the 3 shakes there. I mean, let's be honest, I'm not catching this thing unless it's asleep, right? With these last handful of Pokeballs. Ain't no way. Sub 1%. It's like Shiny Hunter luck. Yeah, that always helps. YOLO ball. So this one's a fast boy already. Usually we outspeed at first turn. Don't take me out before I can do this. That's going to make things a little bit more tricky. You just might. Yeah, we saw how important it is to have -6 accuracy because of all the misses with Venusaur. Although it's looking pretty close. If I... Ah, come on. It'll be -5. Is that good enough? Oh! Yes! Just barely made it in. Well, that actually would have been a good time to succumb to the fire spin, but whatever. So now, I know that I don't need to get it down to 1 HP, just below half. So we'll knock it down here. Okay. And I don't really need to use a rain dance or anything. Venusaur's gonna eat it regardless. Okay, so the strat is 2 sweet scents, so that I'm almost guaranteed to hit sleep powder every time. You can hit a fire spin as long as you don't hit a flamethrower. And now we are back in business as long as you land this, which you should. Yep. All right, back to a 1%-ish chance each time, a little bit above 1%. Unlucky. While Venusaur's out, I should probably use one of my elixirs, right? I don't remember how many power points it has, but that would be the... not an ether. No, yeah, an ether is what I want. Okay. Damn. Moltres is hitting now. Alright, just for some insurance, do a rain dance. Don't you do that to me. Come on, man. That's the one move you hit? Naturally, you're starting to hit all of your attacks. 2 in a row? Wow. I'm glad I rain danced, because that would have been the end if so. Do I have any healing items? Because I probably need to prioritize that. Yeah, max potion. Let's go ahead and do that. Just that I have the chance of putting it to sleep in the future. Good timing there. I had a feeling it was going to just land another flamethrower like that. I guess we're back at the 0.8% chance per ball. I might as well take it down further. I don't know if it affects the rate or not, but screw it. It's kind of like we were just talking about with the superstition. It makes me feel a little bit better when it's down in the red like that. That's a lot of damage. Even for a resisted water type, that's a lot of damage. Damn. Killing me over here. Well, the good news is, statistically speaking, after this attempt here, if I don't catch it this time, I have a really good chance of catching it the next time. That's how statistics works, right? That was another 3 shake. Love and hate to see it. Oh, it's using struggle, but if it misses, it can't kill itself. So that's the power of accuracy drops. But that was our last ball. All right. Call me optimistic. But I have a feeling this is the one. Yes, please go ahead and use all of your flamethrower PP. Use that immediately. But we got the accuracy down beautifully so. And we're not caught in the fire spin, so we can switch. And I will just go ahead. It'll be faster to weaken it with Blastoise, and I can use a Rain Dance to soften the blow on Venusaur just in case. Just in case something like that happens. Of course. Of course. But in terms of the burn, I do have a way of solving this. The trusty Rostberry. Who knew that would actually be useful? All right, I have chucked 180 balls at this thing so far. 181. So I like my chances here in the next 60. Let's go! Huh, that was pretty ideal, too, because I didn't go through much of my Pokeballs. Wow. I did not expect to be fighting for my life here with this chicken. This rubber chicken. Jesus. That was insane. The best case scenario, I think, with the actual capture. Man, that wore me out. But I'm glad that we can do something else now, finally. Yeah, geez. That was truly something. Alright, do I have to do anything here other than catch the Zapdos? Or not Zapdos, Moltres? I don't think there's any encounters on the outside that I need to find. What do I need to do for the Team Rocket situation? They're still over there, right? Moltres doesn't trigger anything. Ooh, music just switched on a dime like that. All right, let me just check. Oh no, they have moved. Wait, no, they haven't. I guess there's nothing to do with them. That's in the post game, maybe, where they actually move out of the way and there's another cave entrance. I think that might be the situation. In which case, we're just going to move on. We need to complete the side quest, as well as capture some other Pokemon along the way. Tentacruel? Last try there? Nope. Why am I going down here manually? I can just fly back, right? That would be exceedingly faster. Alright, I think I need to go to one of these other islands with the motorbike people. The gang. Are you going to tell me where to go? Nope. Alright, it's one of these islands. This doesn't look like the one I need to be at. Yeah. Cape Brink. Is there any encounters here I need? Looks like there's Persian. So I do need that. Persian, and Golduck. It's a wild encounter as well. Oh, there's gloom here too. There's a lot of encounters here for such a small patch of grass. We got Poliwag, Goldeen, Magikarp with the good rod. That's not anything I need. Alright. Persian. I can't escape. It's ridiculous. Yeah, but a lot of different encounters here. It's probably... Gloom is probably a pretty rare encounter. So... don't know if I'll spend a bunch of time trying to find one here. Especially because I need 4 Gloom total. 1 per male and female form for Gloom, and then 1 for male and female for the Vileplume. So if Gloom is a rare encounter, that's going to be quite the pain. If I'm looking at these levels, I could use a repel trick, maybe. That would help at least eliminate some of these. That is, if I have a level 37 Pokemon, which I might have in the PC, but I don't have one in my party. Awesome. Gloom number 1. Yeah, I could level up Oddish once. At the moment, I'm prioritizing things that I can catch as is, for convenience sake. Especially since I don't have the most efficient way to grind experience. But if it becomes, like, super rare, you know, to find these final evolutions. Oh, that's right, it can't use it on Gloom. Okay, well... I'll try to whittle it down a little bit. Yeah, I'm just trying to find the most efficient way to go about this. So if the encounters are rare enough that it would be more efficient for me to catch an Oddish and level it up, then I will absolutely do that. But I just don't know at this point. Alright, Venusaur. Come on. One out of 4 caught there. Plus, not only do we need to catch 3 more Gloom, we have Golduck that we also want to run into at some point as we go through these encounters. Let's see, is that actually something that's in the grass? It says it is. That's a grass encounter, 37 to 40. Yeah, it looks like if I have a Pokemon in the PC that's level 37, that would be perfect for a repel trick. That would eliminate a lot of these lower level Pokemon. So I might run to the PC real quick and look for that if I am having trouble finding the Glooms. That would also help me find Golduck as well. And I definitely don't want to run into the Sphero, because I can't escape them sometimes. Awesome. Okay, Venusaur, come on. Are you actually paralyzed? You actually gonna do me like that? Oh, you know Moonlight. That is annoying. Well, hopefully I can get you down to at least half. Or get a crit. Razor Leaf technically has a higher crit chance, doesn't it? So I hear. Would be a great time for that to come into effect. Alright, I'm going to heal real quick, and while I'm over there, I'll see if I have a level 37 Mon. Because that'll speed the process up. Although I don't have very many repels. So that could be an issue too. If I dance around in place with a repel active, that doesn't take away from my steps. Oh, you can't use the PC while you're here. Or at least not on this island. Well, that complicates things. You don't have very many useful items really at all. Alright, well, let's just keep trying our luck. We've been fine so far with the Glooms. And if I don't run into a Golduck before I catch the other two, then I'll try surfing, see if the odds are a little bit better. Very nice. Alright, what I'll do, I'll put you to sleep. I'll have Blastoise bite you. And hopefully that'll be enough damage. Just stay asleep. That's not enough. right, stay asleep. Awesome. Okay. No sleep. Let's try it. Alright, I'll just try to get you down as low as possible then. How about that? That'll do. Red health. Good enough. This is a fun one. Very fun. Ah, okay. That was not so fun. Guess you can't control that. Go ahead and heal off the paralysis. What a day it has been so far. Half the stream was that Moltres encounter, and here we are wrestling with some gloom. Here's the first Psyduck I've seen. I do think it's funny that when a wild Pokemon uses Pursuit when you're trying to escape, how it doesn't increase the damage when, honestly, I think in principle it should. It's a very niche thing, though. Probably not worth coding in by the developers. Alrighty. Hope for the best. Honestly, it might be better if I send out Charizard to use Aerial Ace, because that will almost certainly bring it down to half health in one move, but what can you do? Okay, one more Gloom. Little terror flowers are certainly fun to deal with, aren't they? The only trouble is, the next one we need to encounter has to be female if we're going to catch it. That's a 50-50 right there. Hey, very nice. Alright, because I really want this to be the last Gloom I have to deal with, I'm just going to stay in, hope I can get it below half, and put it to sleep, and of course you put me to sleep. Alright, well, it's going to be a struggle either way. Oh, I missed Razor Leaf. My 95 accurate move. Love to see it. And I have a Sleep Powder. Damn it. Only these things didn't have moonlight, my life would be so much easier. And you know what? Full health, asleep, that's decent enough odds, right? Like, we can work with that. Don't really know. The starters will do that to you. Yeah, it was a hard-fought battle, finishing all of those. Feels so good. So good to be done. Okay, great. No more of those damn flowers. Thank you. So what I'll probably do now is see if I can find a Golduck surfing on the pond. That's what the website here says, is that you can find it surfing. It's only the Psyduck line. Psyduck and Golduck. So let's see just how rare it is. Hopefully it's not that rare. This may be similar to the Tentacruel situation where, while there's only 2 encounters, the odds of finding the evolved form are probably low. Hey, there we go. Now we're cooking. All right, well, do I want to leech seed it to bring it down? Because I don't know if it has a really high catch rate or anything. I'll put it to sleep first. How about that? And then I will weaken it with Charizard. Let's do that. Yeah, that was the most annoying part about the whole thing, other than having to identify my secret ID every time, was the fact that sometimes you just... it wouldn't work. The calibration that you know was on the mark just wasn't working for the seed or the settings that you had, and then switching the settings without switching anything else worked like a charm. And that's come up a handful of times as well since then. Although I feel like it's been more consistent now that I'm past the starters. My seed hitting anyway. Alright, where are you, Golduck? Are you far down? Is Golduck like a... No, you're not down here. There you are. Oh, I have Psyduck too. Did I not check that off? I'll review the counter later. Awesome. All right, we can get off this godforsaken island and go to the next one. Oh, don't know which one I clicked on just there. Yeah, 3 island is what I want. Alright, this is definitely what I need to do to progress the story. And what's good is there are also new encounters here. This is the Dunsparce Cave, right? Which I don't even need. Yeah, by the time the post game comes around. But yeah, I don't need to do anything else except get through here. There is, in that forest, I know there are Hypno, and I need to catch 2 of them for the male and female forms, and there's also Pidgeotos, so I can catch 2 of those, one for Pidgeotto, one for Pidgeot. I'm pretty sure you can't catch a wild Pidgeot. I feel like there should be some kind of music change with this whole conflict with the bikers. But we're just casually having an argument. This is a lot of dialogue. Can we get on with it, please? Oh, I can't do it. I was just restarting it over and over again. How do I trigger this then? To whom do I speak with? That is the question. Was it something to do with the first island? Okay, I'm gonna look it up real quick. Sevi Island walkthrough. Oh, this is just a whole... Okay, hold on. Oh, this is the post-game guide, isn't it? Or is it the same? Okay, that's... Alright, Psypoke is what we want. Yeah, that'll be more straightforward. One island. Moltres. Encounters. Two Island. Got all these facilities here. Yeah, I'm trying to get to the berry forest. What do I need to do for that? Do I just talk to this guy? No, it's the same. Anybody know what you have to do to get through this? I thought you could just jump right in, but I have no idea. Doesn't seem like there's a straightforward guide that I'm finding here. These are all post-game guides. Have I not done enough to advance the story? Do I need to, like, be more gems or something? Or talk to someone in particular? You're probably not important. Okay. I might have missed something on Mount Ember. Let's see if that's the issue. Honestly, I'm totally fine to just ditch the Sevi Islands entirely if I need to. Oh, I need to visit the game corner? Bet, thank you. I figured it was some kind of flag I needed to trigger. Not that one. Perfect, thank you. My memory is hazy for some of these plot lines, and especially with the Sevi Islands, I do not remember at all how you progress this, except for the fact that in the post-game there's the ruby and the sapphire and all that, but yeah, that's so random that you have to kind of go in that specific building and then you go to Third Island. Alright, pardon the delay, everyone. Now we are in decent shape. We'll get into this forest, catch a few mons, save a little girl from a demonic hypno. And we have quite a few encounters here. Not just... oh, right, this is not a wild battle. Yeah, I can find a lot in here. I can actually find Execute in this berry forest as well, which I didn't realize. I thought Execute was exclusive to the Safari Zone. So that means that we don't actually need to mess with the one I caught in there. We can just go ahead and catch 2 here, which is very cool. Yes, please miss every other move. Very helpful. Biker Goon. Alright, I'm not dealing with you. Do I have to fight all these bikers? I think I actually might. And every single one of them has poison types, which I perhaps should have accounted for with my choice of lead Pokemon. Perhaps that would have been wise of me to do. But hopefully this isn't the last one here. Big man on campus. He's got big Pokemon. For a big man. All right, please be the last of it. Thank you. This is Pokemon Fire Red on the original Game Boy Advance cartridge, not the Switch emulated version. Bond Bridge. So I forgot that there's a route in between. Is there anything here that we need? Bond Bridge. There's Venonat here. And there's Pidgeotto as well. Perhaps at a higher rate, maybe? That would be helpful. If so. Oh, how do I get to the other side? Am I insane? I guess this isn't the right way. All right. We need some of those. Ooh. Pretty optimal there. That HP left. All right, we need one more of those. Be nice if we found a Venonat as well. And of course, now that we're done with Gloom, we're running into those as well. Yeah, this seems like a dead end. I don't know what's over here. And of course, more grass types. We certainly don't have time to struggle through this, so let's just send you out. Are we getting the full evolutionary line? It'd be a pretty big letdown if we weren't. That is a pretty big letdown, isn't it? No Venusaur? Okay. So this is the Berry Forest. A Hypno right away. Very nice. Oh, it has insomnia. How convenient. That's right, your pre-evolution also has insomnia. We learned that a while back. Oh, he's maxing his headbutts, or her headbutts. Tear me up. So it looks like we can encounter Venomoth, Venonat, and Execute here. Would be ideal. There's Venomoth. Alright, you could really do some damage to Venusaur, so let's put you to sleep. Not a great time to be missing that. That is pretty wild that they don't even show it to you. Probably just an oversight. But I can imagine that that would be a very frustrating experience playing Fire Red as a kid, trying to at least fill out your decks to the point where you can see everything, and not even knowing what that entry is. That is a pretty diabolical decision on Nintendo's part, I would say. Alright, let's just see if I can... Do I have anything to heal that's not a max potion? I'll use it anyway, whatever. It's fine. Sigh. Okay. My question is, can I reset for this Hypno? Because that would be kind of clutch if I could make sure this is male to complete the line. I don't think it's a set Pokemon. I think it's just Method 1, the way it's generated. Yeah, so that's female. Let's see if we can get a male, just to speed things up. Oh, do you have to see all the entries before unlocking the national dex? Because that's tough. That's actually like a big deal, then. That you can't natively see Magmar in Fire Red. Okay, cool. This one's also much lower level than the wild ones, which is interesting. Hiya, Papa. Oh, you took me all the way back, huh? But I wanted an execute. Oh, it took me all the way back to 2 Island. Alright. My only thing that I want to accomplish before the end of today, I want to be done with this little Sevi Island situation. And I want to have 2 execute cotton Pokeballs. So let's see if we can get the heck in there and out of there as fast as possible. Well, at least the game isn't fully broken in that way. Because you need the national dex to trade with Ruby and Sapphire, right? That would be terrible if most copies of Fire Red were just locked out of that trading with Hoenn. Okay. Show me eggs. That's what I want to see. Don't know what the spawn rate is. It doesn't seem to be very high, but then again, there are quite a few Pokemon here in this forest, so maybe there's just such a variety that I haven't seen one yet. Also gonna check the water spawn table, just in case there's anything interesting there. No, it's just Golduck and Psyduck. So we already have those. Dang, if we had the Super Rod, we could have got Sea King, but alas. Definitely need to get on getting that Super Rod. Yeah, it would have been absolutely insane. Now, Game Freak is not immune to those kinds of mistakes. Not that the native Pokédex of Diamond and Pearl are broken in any sense, but the fact that there are literally so few fire types that the fire type Elite Four member only has like 2, and there were also others that he could have chosen from the new evolutions that they didn't give to him. So I feel like that is a very big oversight in general when it comes to how they implemented the distribution in Pokemon games. I want to get that item. There we go. That'll definitely come in handy the next time I'm paralyzed, which is almost inevitable. I'm going to look at the actual encounter slots here just to see, because a repel trick might be in my future if that'll help. Although I would imagine that, what's its face? The eggs are a lower level than a lot of the things here. Let's see, Berry Forest. Execute level 35. That's definitely higher than a lot in here, but it's not the highest. Yeah, is it just the 35? Yeah, that would eliminate some options, but still leave a handful, so let's just keep getting the random encounters here. Oh, and I actually haven't found Venonat yet, so let's take care of that one too. Don't know why Venonat's so rare. Love the paralysis. Love missing sleep powder. Just a whole lot of love. A whole lot of love going on right now. All right. I need eggs. Give me the huevos. Por favor. I wonder if I can catch Execute anywhere else. I don't think I can. Let's just see. Berry Forest and Safari Zone areas 1, 2, and 3. So this is the only place that I can catch Execute outside of the Safari Zone. But it seems at this rate that it would actually be faster to breed for it than to catch it here. But we will see. At the very least, I'm at least going to stick it out for one encounter with Execute. Just need one. I will take that. We will not be doing full odds shiny hunting anywhere, especially the Safari Zone. The Safari Zone, you catch everything in Safari Balls, which defies one of the rules of this challenge, which is that everything is caught in a Pokeball. So, oh, very nice. Hello, eggs. So because of that, if there are Safari Zone exclusives, I will catch one, and then I will breed it so that it's in a Pokeball. That is the strat. And I assumed that Execute was going to be one of those Pokemon that we had to do that with, but it actually has a wild encounter here. So I can actually go ahead and catch it in a Pokeball. And I really don't want to knock it out because it appears to be very rare. So I'm just going to start chucking balls. So that is the sitch with the Safari Mons, is I will catch one initially, but it won't count towards the total until I breed for it, which automatically changes its Pokeball, or changes the ball that it's in to a Pokeball. Got me my eggs. Okay. But for any shiny in the first few generations, but certainly for most of them up until Gen 8, I will be using RNG manipulation. Won't always be an option for me, but every time it is an option, I will be utilizing that because it's much faster. And I think that it, for the most part, is a lot more fun to do it that way. It's more intentional. You have to exercise a little bit more skill than just kind of hoping and praying that you land on the Pokemon that you want. This challenge is already going to take a very, 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 very long time. And the rate at which I'm putting work into it, that'll just kind of stretch out for, again, a very long time. So I need to be as efficient as I possibly can. And RNG manipping the shinies is going to be a part of that. Actually making this a feasible thing to do before the closure of Bank, or the loss of functionality with Bank. Just need one more set of eggs. Oh, actually, you know what? I just realized I don't need 2 execute, I need 3. Because I will eventually need to bring an execute from Fire Red and Leaf Green all the way up to Gen 7 and evolve it into Executor, since that is a form of Executor from Kanto, so it needs to have the Kanto origin. So I actually need 3 of these. So I probably won't stick around too long and catch one here for now. I might just breed for the other 2. But maybe I'll get lucky. Who knows? I'll at least try for a second one here in this last little section. And I will put a pin in that for later. Absolutely thrilling gameplay here. Hey, I summoned Execute. Oh, not the parafusion. Not parafusion. Okay. What's the best thing to do here? Because you know Metal Claw. You can get it down to half health at least. That should be good enough, right? Leech Seed. Another lovely thing. Okay, well, never mind. I don't want to have to deal with that either. Ooh, I evaded. Alright. Come on, come on. Yep. Eggs acquired. Okay. At this rate, I think I can snag the last one. I really don't want to have to go ahead and breed one later. That will be very inconvenient. Let's just find the last one, you know. Can't be that rare, right? I'm just gonna... How about I summon it again like last time? Oh yeah, this is very exciting. Very exciting gameplay here in Berry Forest. Just running from glooms and Pidgeotos. It worked, what can I say? I summoned it again. Okay, not gonna accidentally knock this out. So let's just chuck the rest of our balls. Very nice. I'm glad I stuck it out. It's very nice to get that out of the way. And that's one less Safarimon that I need to breed just for the Pokeball. Executor is pretty freaking awesome as a Pokemon. I would agree with you there. Both the normal and Alolan versions as well. Is there anything I need to say to you before I leave? Billy boy. Nope. Yeah, once again, it's hard to say how much is placebo and how much is actually some strategy. Whatever works. Holding B, looking away from the screen. You do what you gotta do. Okay, how do I leave is the question now. How can I escape this prison? Because I need to get off these godforsaken islands. Do I go back to 3 Island? I need to talk to the chick? The old man? Or actually, no, I was on 2 Island at the end of that, right? I need to probably go back to the game corner. I don't know what else is here. Zinc. What are you doing? Okay, let's just go back to the game corner thing on Island 2. Hopefully that is where we need to go to trigger our exit. Yep. And we'll take all the moonstones we can get, because we will certainly need a lot of them. Between the normal and shiny versions of the Nidoran lines, and Jigglypuff, and Clefairy. I think there's one more. Okay, I am free of those godforsaken islands. now I can... There's a couple things I can do. I would probably like to get the super rod first. I'm going to go ahead and go where I think that is. Below Lavender. That way, any new area I go to, I have all of those encounters at my disposal. And then I think I'll probably have to call it for today once we're done there. Might be a person at the dock, but it might be up here too. Never want to forget. Okay, that's a TM. Return. Not the most useless thing in the world. Finally, some water types that I can use super effective moves against. I don't remember where exactly the fisherman is. I think he might be down by the house over here. Yeah, is he in here? You betcha. Okay, so we have the super rod now. So no more counters are off limits. Encounters are off limits. So let's see if there's anything we can get right here, right now, Route 12. I'm sure that Gyarados is probably an option, right? Since the super rod typically fish up Gyarados just about anywhere. No, actually, not this route. Wait, no, that's the wrong game. Looking for this game. Okay, Gyarados is an encounter here, as well as Krabby. Well, no, that's Leaf Green exclusive, never mind. So we can try to catch a male and female Gyarados. Knock those guys out. There we go. I wonder if it'll survive a Razor Leaf. I'm good to just Leech Seed it just in case. Oh, well, never mind. Let's see. Perfect. Oh, but now it's gonna confuse itself. Can't let that happen. Unless, of course, you miss Sleep Powder. There we go. And then after this, we probably need to re-up on some Pokeballs for sure. Magikarp is pretty far down here, isn't it? In the grand scheme of things. I always thought it was weird that the sprite for Gyarados in this game is all bunched up like that. It's like smushed. I guess they were concerned about having enough space. Alright, we just need one more Gyarados, a female one. Very cool. We'll take that all day long. Nope. Let's heal real quick. Restock on some items. Where's the Pokemart? There you are. First, let me clear out some of this junk. Uh-oh. I don't want to do that. Probably won't need that. Sell you. Probably won't need an awakening. They will never use you. Okay. Oh, you don't have Pokeballs. That's not very nice. We'll take some Hyper Potions for future. Some revives as well. Those are going to be handy. And maybe some Max Repels too while we're at it. Alright, I know I can buy Pokeballs here, so let's just go there. And, oh, I do want to sell, just in case I accidentally use that. Let's get rid of that. I think instead of going straight to the next gym, I'll probably head towards Seafoam to get those encounters and Articuno. But we will save that for next time. I appreciate everybody stopping by today. It was quite the experience, especially with Moltres. We dedicated, I think, about an hour just trying to catch Moltres in a Pokeball. So that just goes to show how lucky I was with Zapdos. And hopefully that is not a sign for things to come with the final Legendary Bird or Mewtwo, although they will both be difficult regardless. And Mewtwo, especially with Recover, that's going to be a hell of an experience, I would say. But regardless, thanks again for stopping by. I will be returning on the airwaves Tuesday evening around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're around, please stop in. Otherwise, have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you soonish.